Hey everybody, it's your boy Marcus Norman from Gentleman Style Podcast, your host of the number one podcast coming to you live in America. And today you all are in for some spooky thrills. This is going to be unique. This is absolutely going to be off the chain, off the radar, and just absolutely spectacular and unique interview. I'm not going to hold this man back any further. We're going to just dive right in. Here we go. Hi, everybody. This is your boy, Marcus Norman from Gentleman Style Podcast, your host of the number one podcast coming to you live in America. And today we are in for a treat. Today we have the incredible, amazing Brandon Fununiform Crotti, born and raised in Maryland. He's an ex-Mixer partner and Microsoft partner, former professional pro gamer, present Facebook partner nominee for the best ghost hunting series on Facebook in 2020. This man is a huge, not only is he all these different things, but he's also a mental health advocate and inspiring others to do the same and to seek better for themselves and to get help. He's in love with gaming and the afterlife and learning more on what happens after death. He was inspired by people daily and becoming what he is today, which is a paranormal investigator. Today, he is the lead investigator for Paranormal in the Funhouse and a Paraflix exclusive that will be coming in March, yo. This man, so Paraflix, to give you guys some insight, Paraflix is the Netflix of the paranormal. And so Mr. Brandon and his team will be leading the way in that. And for future reference, you want to stay engaged. You want to stay connected to this man because he is dynamic. He is spectacular. And he is absolutely changing paranormal for the future. And so you are going to want to not miss 1 second of this show. It is going to be dynamic. Before I bring him onto the stage, he has blessed us with a movie trailer that I am about to share here with you. So let's dive in and take a look at this sneak peek and see what Mr. Brandon has in store. I'm a little shaken up. I'm a little nervous, but we're going to make it happen. We're going to get this popping on the Gentleman Style Podcast show today. So let's see.
Welcome to the Funhouse. The truth is out there. Are you ready? This is Paranormal in the Funhouse. The podcast where we explore the country's strangest paranormal mysteries together. After living through countless mysterious encounters, Paranormal in the Funhouse host Brandon could no longer ignore the signs. He wanted answers. Join us as Brandon and Stacy travel state to state, presenting information, footage, and their opinions that will help you find the truth and the unknown. Welcome to the Funhouse.
That messed me up, y'all. That messed me up. I'm sorry. That messed me up. It's not even nighttime. So without further ado, coming to the stage, we have the incredible Mr. Brandon Fununiform.
What's going on? How you doing, man? Thank you for having me on here, man. I'm excited.
This is crazy, dude. Oh my gosh. Thank you for coming to the stage, Mr. Brandon. Thank you for coming to Gentleman Style Podcast and blessing us with this exclusive. So I gotta ask, bro, diving right in, what you do is beyond freaky, man. What inspired you? What allowed you to dive into the paranormal investigator? You can do anything. You're talented, you're smart, but why paranormal? A professional paranormal investigator.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So paranormal, I mean, once you're plagued with it, it stays with you the rest of your life. I will bring just a real quick thing before I get into why I love the paranormal so much. When my brother passed on, it actually opened my mind up more. So it brought more faith to me. So I will put out that my brother's passing got me more intrigued with it, trying to get in touch with the unknown. But it all started in Pasadena. As I told some people before, maybe people heard it, maybe they haven't. I was in Pasadena, Maryland, growing up. That's where panic attacks started. Okay, and part of that reason is because the house we lived in, we believe it was haunted. At the time, I was too young, and this is how I remember it. This is around the time when Christopher Reeve was battling that illness before he passed. That's how long ago we're talking. So I was a young kid. That's how I remember it. I didn't understand what was going on in the home. I was hearing people in the attic. People were walking around that weren't there. The man that lived there before us, I guess they said his wife was either dead or missing, and there was something weird buried in the backyard. We never really looked into what possibly that could be. The man celebrated Halloween like every day. It was already creepy when we moved in, but it almost sounded like somebody was breaking in at times where I had to call 911 because the window just flew open or something. Somebody's walking, stuff that you can't explain, but nobody was ever there. Like our dog going nuts and barking at the wall and going in the basement, scared half to death. My mom experienced a lot. My brother experienced a lot. And then my grandmother one night was pinned down in her bed screaming when we weren't there. Felt a presence on top of her. It all started in this house. The first time I ever seen something that was paranormal and unexplained was 3 gray figures standing around my bed. This is probably one of the reasons I started having a little bit of anxiety as a kid, but my family wouldn't tell me that, hey, this place, there's something here. It's haunted. I just kept thinking I was nuts, but I was plagued ever since.
Wow. Wow. So that's major, y'all. That's I'm sorry. My condolences for the loss of your brother and for the loss of your family. That's major, bro. And my heart goes out to you and your family. And thank you for having the courage to do what 90% of American, I can't do it. I'll just speak for me. I can't do it. Thank you for being brave enough to take that bold step. So man, how do you prepare? How do you get an investigation scene ready for you and your team to go in and deep dive and connect with the spirits and connect with whatever you may find? Because there's some prep work involved, right?
Oh, there's a lot. I mean, first you got to start off by contacting the location you're interested in, but you want to dive deep in the history. I'm about the history too, not just the paranormal. So we got to find a historic place. Okay, maybe they got a lot of history, but no paranormal experiences. That's fine. You're still got to do the same steps. Dive in deep and finding out what was there before, who was there. Learn the names of the people that were there. Just it's like going back to school, man. But you want to talk to these locations, tell them who you are, what you're gonna do. Just be respectful, and sometimes you got to donate to get in these locations. A lot of people that are getting in this field, I do want to let you know that you do have to donate to some of these places to get in there. It's not easy, but go ahead and learn the history, find out if there's any paranormal experiences, if there's any, and if so, can we meet those people when we get there to interview them? Because we're investigating those people too. We're going to make sure those claims are real, and that's why I'm there to debunk that. So once we get there, we get it all set and ready. You can do a pre-investigation, which is you go a day before, bring a few pieces of equipment, feel it out, see if you capture anything. Just be like, yeah, okay, so these are hot spots. If not, you're going straight in there. And when you go straight in there, whether you're religious or not, I believe always praying and calling upon the archangel protect you before and after. So whether you want to do that or not, I prefer to do that. We go right in there, do some EVP burst sessions, and always use an EMF meter to kind of see if there's any spikes. Make sure there's nothing electrical turned on. Make sure there's air conditioning, heat turned off first. Just got to feel it out, man.
You said turn it off?
Yeah, turn it off. You don't want any sound. You don't want any draft coming in, and think that's something paranormal. So you want to check around for any windows open, stuff prior to it, so like your surroundings. But just get a feel of it. I prefer to do a day before. Pre-investigation is always a smart idea, but do some EVP burst sessions. I tend to always get a few voices when I first start. I'm like, okay, well, it's active. You got to set your equipment up, man. Each team member's got their role. So if our equipment tech's gonna have to do his part and get the equipment out and know what we're probably going to start off with. Let's place the equipment in this spot, that spot. Let's set a camera up here. You got to have a game plan. And you don't have to, but it's better. So those are just a few things, man. You go in, try to get a EMF meter rolling, walk around, get a feel of the place, learn the place, know the place. But always do your research. Studying is important. The history is more important than the activity, because you got to know what questions you're going to ask. You got to be ready for it. You don't want to go in and just ask the same thing over and over. Like, hey, who's here? Is anyone here? Those are basic things. You want to get deep into it. Like, for instance, hey, like the guy's name was Marcus, for instance, that passed away there. You're looking for that spirit. So learn about that guy and what he did for work, or how he died there, or unanswered questions people want to know. Go in there and start finding out what happened. Research, studying. Yep.
So do your research, y'all. So you heard it from the paranormal pro investigator himself. Do your research. You want to get the lay of the land. You want to get the feel, right? You want to know what happened here. Get the history of what happened on site. You want to get your equipment ready. You want to get your batteries ready. You want to get your tools ready. You want to make sure that when you go on site, that everything is going to run the way you need it to run, so we don't run into any issues, any mishaps. And then in make sure you pray. He said that first. Get the covering, get some protection going. And you even shared with me personally, privately, that you and your team pray before the scene, before that, as part of your pre-investigation.
Yeah, we do. I don't ever force anybody to do it, because some people don't have a religious preference. I just feel it helps out a lot. Whether you believe it or not, it definitely, for me, it helps me. I will say, I mean, it's not going to prevent attachments and things like that, but it will prevent you from being harmed, and hoping you have a good night going in there and keeping you all safe. It's always good, especially leaving. You want to pray. But I will say I make mistakes and sometimes forget. Sometimes you jump right into it. That's a rookie mistake on my part. It happens because you're so amped up, excited, or you're on a time limit. And then it's kind of like, all right. So, but it's good. It's good to do that just to be safe. And, bring whatever you have for cleansings if you need to, if you feel like you need to. Everybody's different with that. I think I prefer more cleansing outside of the place, more or less on myself and the equipment. If it's a private residence, then maybe we're going to cleanse that place. Yeah. But I won't do it to a museum or any location that's a big place we're doing.
Absolutely. This is major, y'all. We got Mr. Brandon, Fununiform Cotti. And stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. We are going to go to a quick commercial break, but we will be right back. But Mr. Brandon is bringing the heat and the paranormal. So be right back. Stay tuned, guys. Don't go anywhere.
I'm Marcus Norman, bringing fresh vibes to hot topics surrounding culture, relationships, business, finance, sex, dating, faith, and everything in between. Whether you're into passive income opportunities, trending topics and useful relationship tips, or dynamic guest speakers, there's something for everyone. You can expect all that and more every week. If you're down with this content, then consider joining our growing community by subscribing to Gentleman Style Podcast and smash the bell to get on our VIP list. Your support means the world. Thanks for watching. Link to my channel.
Hey everybody, this is Marcus Norman from Gentleman Style Podcast, your host of the #1 podcast coming to you live. We have the incredible, amazing Brandon Crotti.
Thank you again, man. Thank you, dude. I love what you do. I mean, I've been watching, ever since you hit me up, I've been watching. I'm intrigued. You can learn a lot from this guy right here, so I was actually shocked that you want to take me on, because it's a little bit different from what you do, but you got a lot of entrepreneurs and people doing amazing things. So your show is for people that are learning, and I love it.
Thank you, bro. I'm trying, but this is learning, right? This is
Yeah.
learning, and you all have to check out Mr. Brandon's show. He is doing the things and protecting us and keeping us safe, and he is doing going in harm's way. I'll even say that. So and so if you guys are just tuning in, Mr. Brandon just explained his prep work, the preparation that goes into every paranormal investigation. He does charge in there like Rambo, guns blazing, EMP blasting. He has some prep work to do, right? And so that's what he just talked about. Now, there's some equipment. So we've blessed our equipment, we've done our prayers, we've said our blessings, we got the angels covering us, and we've done some homework, we've done our research. So now what kind of equipment are we taking into the scene in our investigation with us? And I think you got some with us.
Yeah, dude. It's actually a smorgasbord of equipment that I'll take, especially depending on the place. But I have a lot of equipment, and there's too many. But I'll show a couple of them real quick. The one thing everyone needs, everybody should know this, even if you're not into paranormal and investigations, the EVP recorder. You know, there's certain brands. I prefer something called the Olympus. But you need one of these. If you're going to do an investigation, you got to have some type of a device that records something that the human ear can't hear, that only this device can pick up. So digital EVP recorder, always definitely recommended. Pick whatever brand you want. I mean, if you wanted to, you could probably do it with your phone if you can't afford one. But the other thing, not a lot of people use it. I mean, they're similar to Tesla coils, but these are called EM pumps. Now, this is a little light and it's vibrating right now. It's not loud. You probably can't hear it. It's vibrating in my hand when you turn it on. A little light turns on. The EM pump actually allows the spirit to manifest itself by using the energy. You're instead of it draining your batteries or taking your energy around you. How about we put a couple of these out in certain locations 15 minutes prior to the investigation? The EM pump is going to allow it to manifest. I usually get a lot more anomalies on camera, missed, more activity because they're feeding off of this instead of feeding off me and feeding off my batteries. So EM pumps are recommended, guys. And I prefer to get ones that are quiet, that don't make too much noise, because there's ones that are loud. So that's another one. The biggest thing is the REM pod. Now, there's tons of different REM pods out in the field, and they all do different frequencies. Well, this one I do like. Even though this one's not from our sponsor, I prefer the one from our sponsor, but this one's cool because not only is it a REM pod, but it does temperature and also detects EMF too. This little antenna. So you're going to turn this on. When you turn this on, there's lights on here. I know it's in black and white. It's hard to see, but there's different lights, sensitivity lights. Each one is the higher sensitivity. What happens is you don't have to be too close to it. But you have to be I don't know, a certain amount of distance for it to go off so you can debunk if it's you or not. Well, if something comes close to this, you can be like, can you touch this once for yes or two for no? Or it's crazy what this can do. I mean, we get responses, yes and no questions to it, and responses like crazy. And then there's like a couple other little things on there. It shows you if the temperature's dropping, if the EMF field's getting stronger. But this is awesome. I recommend a REM pod for everyone, man. There's different ones. But this will physically show that they're standing in front of you, especially on camera. I've captured it, and you'll see in episodes like the Glen Burnie haunting. It's flying through it. It's going past it. It's going off. So REM pods are cool. They're all different shapes and sizes and do different frequencies. There is that one. And the one that's my favorite piece of equipment for spirit communication, well, spirit boxes. There's a lot of different ones. My favorite is called the SB7 box. This little thing that looks like a little radio, because it's kind of basically a radio. If it basically goes in AM and FM, you do it in reverse, and it goes through so many sweeps. Ours is modded so it doesn't get too much interference from a radio signal. I recommend anybody that uses the SB7 box to put it on a 200 sweep in reverse. And what this does, it allows them to talk to you live. I get full-blown conversations and intelligent responses. There's locations that we go to, we don't get nothing, and it's just white noise. Like here, I could turn it on now, nothing happens. For the skeptics at home, I prove it to them all the time on video. So we want to prove to people that it's not just random voices. It's intelligent responses. I talk to them all the time. I get their names, the date they died, or for instance, in our Crybaby Bridge episode, the guy said, "Hey everybody, clear, clear as day, loud." Just these that blows my mind when I get like smart responses and they're like a whole full sentence. Sometimes people just get little voices. Sometimes you get nothing. I tend to see some shows where it's just interference. I recommend if somebody knows what they're doing, get it modded so that way it's not picking up interference. Because it is a radio that's sweeping in reverse in so many sweeps, but they're so fast. So different spirit boxes, guys. There's tons of them. I recommend SP7, and that's my favorite. You want to get a Bluetooth with an aux cord, a small aux cord. And I recommend getting a DAS speaker. These have worked the best with these spirit boxes. This is my baby right here. If I could turn it on real quick if you just want to hear what it sounds like. It's loud. People actually complain about it that are new to this. So it's a little loud. It sounds like a chainsaw. So it sounds like this. And there's a voice right there. It said, "How are you?" Speaking of which, we're in a haunted room right now. I have tons of attachments here, but that's what it sounds like. It's white noise. And then recently we just started using something called the SLS camera. And basically, you'll see it says Xbox on it. There's an Xbox Connect built into these. You ever seen Paranormal Activity movies, guys? They ended up using this. There's like a laser grid. You know, that's where I first seen it. So the SLS camera is a Windows 10 tablet, SLS software. It maps out the human being into a stick figure. Now, if something's mapped out but nobody's there, and you see something standing there, and to make sure it's an actual spirit, it could be ask it to do something like wave at you or touch your equipment. You're going to map whatever you're seeing, touch that equipment. It's crazy. The SLS is something you're going to start seeing in our newest episodes in season 2. This picks up spirits that could be sitting right next to you as we speak. And I love it. It's a little pricey, but SLS, it's worth it. Yep. That's just a few things I have on me right now, but there's a smorgasbord of equipment. I can tell you that there's a lot.
There is a lot, and I've seen it too from watching your shows, man. And you are deep in it, bro. So what can someone do? What can someone do to detect without? If I don't have any of that equipment right now, are there things that are gonna happen in a room where I can know for sure something is here? Is like the temperature? Is anything gonna happen with the temperature? Am I going to hear anything? Can I? Because you said I can't hear certain sounds. That's why I have that to record on certain frequencies. What things can I tell that there's something going on here? What should I be on the lookout for?
Well, it happens all the time. I mean, equipment's just science, right? I mean, we've been to locations like in our newest episode that comes out on Paraflix. You're going to see a female singing in midair. Nobody else is there, and you could hear it with your own ears and on camera. I didn't need any equipment. There's going to be places you go to that you can just take a camera. And if it's known to be that active or it's known to be haunted, talk to them. Just communicate with them. Tell them to make a noise. Tell them, just knock on the wall real quick. Say, can you knock back? If you don't have equipment, just try communicating. You're going to be able to hear them if they allow you to without equipment. It's possible. They're going to let you feel them for sure. Now, if it was malevolent or something, I wouldn't recommend feeling that. But you're going to feel their presence. You're going to get that chicken skin. Your hair is going to stand up on your arms. You're going to feel that. The temperature does change. There's times where you get the draft. There's times where you can see your breath. But there's also times that you don't feel any temperature change, but you do feel a difference in your body. That's the problem, though. Without equipment and you're feeling these and you're hearing these things and you're on a show, You got to have equipment to back it up because some people, skeptics, just don't believe it unless they're there. But you don't need equipment. I mean, if you really want to prove something's haunted, as they say it is, I say go for it. Take a camera for night vision, infrared, full spectrum, see what you capture, and go for yourself so you can hear. Tell them to communicate. I love that. I want to go into a place and not have to use anything. I want things to be flying across the floor. I want to hear them with my own ears. It happens sometimes. Um, like I said, there's things that happen, but they use our equipment, but they also tend to use you as the equipment too. So just remember, hair standing up, the weird chills in your body, that electrical feeling, chicken skin on, anything like that. And you really feel a presence. You can tell. Like, you ever sat in your bed before and your hair stood up in the back of your neck?
All the time.
Well, people that are not really open-minded don't always think. That could be a spirit passing through you. That could be a spirit sitting with you. You're not using equipment, so you're using your body. Just use your ears, eyes, and your body as a piece of equipment. It can work. But for skeptics, that's the only thing. If you're going to film this, you got to have something that you could back it up with,
And that's what I love about the Funhouse and your show is that you dispel all the naysayers because you're doing it live. This isn't pre-recorded. It's not staged. It's not make-believe. Like, you go into these, like you said earlier, you go into these spaces hot and ready. Like, you go in the front door and tell us why is it that you because you do something unique. You lock the door, right?
Well, there certain ones depending on the location. Yeah, I mean, like the one recently that you might have seen in the live stream, they locked the door, Waverly Mansion. But my thing is there's times that it gets really bad out of hand. You have to take a walk out. I'll let you. But most likely in our locations, we're not walking out. So basically, I'm kind of like, let's throw away a key. You're stuck in here. Like for our event coming up and stuff like that, that's probably going to be that way. But yeah, I mean, if I'm allowed to in every location, I will.
Absolutely.
If I'm allowed to. And I love debunking everything. That's what I like doing, man. Debunking it. When I first started, maybe I didn't do it as much, but I do it more now. And they're gonna see on season 2 the best I ever have done since this entire first season. I do it even more. I go in and explain detail by detail on what that equipment does and debunk every little thing because I want to also maybe prove maybe it wasn't a haunted place. Maybe I could be the one that said, hey, it wasn't. But I want it to be so I can get activity because I'm disappointed when it's not active. But yeah, I love debunking, and I learned that from Zach Bagan. So that's an inspiration right there to me from Ghost Adventures. So
that makes perfect sense. You all have been an incredible audience. Stay tuned. We got to pay some bills. We got to pay one more bill. We'll take one more quick commercial break and then stay tuned. Don't go anywhere because Mr. Brandon has some discounts for us from our sponsors, from his sponsors of the show. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Are you a local business looking to offer your customers easy access to cash without having to travel miles? We're here to help. At Norman Legacy Investments, we provide free ATMs with free installation that provide a suitable investment for your business. Even better, we offer you some profit sharing and handle everything from start to finish. Just reach out to us today to schedule a free consultation.
This is Marcus Norman from Gentleman Style Podcast. We are back with Brandon Fununiform Crotti, paranormal investigator extraordinaire, pro gamer, Parallax, starting his own network, not starting his own network, but featuring in March coming up, going on Parallax, starting is the knockoff, the spinoff from Netflix is Parallax starting in March. So that's coming down the pipeline. So Mr. Brandon, you just explained to us how you prepare a space, how you do your prep work, how you prepare, what equipment you take into the space, and how ready and prepared and well thought out you have to be before you do your paranormal investigation. Now, you're in the space. When you actually come into communication with the spirit, what's the goal? Is the goal to make peace with the spirit, have them leave the space? What's the goal when you go into these spaces? What's the mission?
Well, for instance, if we go to a place like I'll bring up Baltimore, Maryland Demon House, there was known to be widespread child abuse there. So a lot of those kids, those spirits, and the children were stuck there. For places like that, you don't want to just find out it's haunted. You want to go in. I believe a real investigator goes in to help them find the light. So that's one goal. Is maybe I can tell them it's okay to leave. Do you want to give them a voice first? Do you want to say anything before you pass on? You want to say something to your family? You want to say something to maybe change the story on what happened to you, help them find a light? Or my goal is to find out if what really happened to that spirit or what they did matches up to actual history. But I do like to help them find a light. We try to, if they ask for help, if it feels like they need it, if there's something negative, keeping them there. So yeah, my goal is to help them, just give them a voice. And sometimes at private residence, we're either trying to get rid of evil or give a voice to their family. So my goal is to do so. And if we're going in there with not the intentions of helping them leave because they don't need it, then my intentions going in there is to give faith to people to believe there's life after death, that when you pass on, it's not over, and not to be afraid. And that's what my brother passing did to me, made me open up. And I hope I could do that for others. So the main goal is for you guys to have faith and know that there is more and when you pass on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so that's incredible. I can picture right now, as you said, that the impact that you would make on a family who may have lost a little girl or their son, and you go in and you're able to get closure for that family with a parting word or a parting gift, or mom and dad, I love you, I miss you, and I'm okay. Like, that's what comes to mind to me. And that's the nature and the power in what you do and why you're so necessary.
We couldn't do it without science, though. Without science, we wouldn't have the equipment to prove it, which still today, people are all skeptic around the world. I'm hoping I change that eventually, or all of us do. But yeah, the biggest goal is to give faith, because believe it or not, even though I was plagued by the paranormal, I didn't have faith, but I found it, and I love what I do now. So I found faith, and I believe I could do it for others. I'm not ever push a religion on people when it comes to this stuff, but it's more or less just the faith part and making you feel comfortable knowing that when you pass on, you're still there. It's a whole nother dimension, man. They got people around us right now watching us do this in another world. It's just kind of like that. So that's a big goal, man. And I do want to help them find a light. It's sad when you go to these locations and these spirits are trapped, or like at the Baltimore, Maryland Demon House, somebody conjured something there on top of what already happened. So it's hard for them to leave. It's hard for them to find the light. I believe I had an attachment from a child spirit here. I think he is gone now, but I had to talk to him daily. Go to your family, your parents. It's safe. Find that light. It's safe. So I'm hoping that helps. I'm not 100% sure. Never going to know for sure if I helped them find the light, but hopefully I did, because I can't prove it.
Right.
That's the only thing. But
right.
Faith is the biggest thing I want to do.
Faith is huge. Faith is incredible. So, Mr. Brandon, what is in store? What do you got coming down the pipeline for us? What do you got in the works?
Say it again. Sorry, I broke up just a tiny bit.
You good? You good? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you have coming down the pipeline? What do you have in store for us in the audience?
Okay. So, Paraflix is the brand new big streaming TV network, guys. It's like Netflix, but it's all paranormal. UFOs, Bigfoot, you name it. Talk shows, music videos. It's awesome. That's released March 21st is the opening of Paraflix, which is $10 a month, 3-day free trial, and you can gift subscriptions, get it on your phones, your computer and stuff. Our season 1 is already wrapped up. So first, you're going to get the Opera House Theater as a season finale and the big premiere where you're first going to watch Paraflix if you're coming to watch us. But Season 2, I can't believe it. We're almost done season 2. Half of my fans don't even know that yet. Season 2 is almost done. We do live investigations here and there for extra stuff for fans, but they haven't seen anything yet. This is going to be better. So just wait till March 21st and give it some time near the end of March, and season 2 will probably already start being released. And we're talking season 3 already. So let's see. We were supposed to go to the Lock House tomorrow. There's going to be a snowstorm. That's changed. There's actually a fan that I think that's actually watching right now. We're supposed to be doing their private residence coming up soon in PA. Her name is Denise. We have something cool that not a lot of investigators done. I know Zach Bagans has done one before, but we're actually going to a real haunted attraction for Halloween that's actually haunted in PA called Kim's Crypt. Now, it's shot for season 2, but it might be a live investigation. And if we do that, it will be before the lunatic asylum. And there's a lot more locations coming, but the one biggest one I will name, there's actually 2 biggest ones, but the biggest one that's going to be live in March on Facebook, I think it's March 27th, is Trans Allegheny Lunatic Asylum from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning. And this has been on Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures, and Paranormal Lockdown. You guys are getting 2 hours of that shot for episode. So you got that. And then if you're from Maryland, you know this location. It's called Crownsville Hospital. We're going to be the first investigators to ever get this location. Not even TV stars could get it. So those are some big places, but we got a lot of other stuff lined up, and we're going to keep people updated on Facebook, whether we do them live. But we're so busy right now trying to shoot for Paraflix. There's very few lives. But the haunted attraction, Kim's Crypt, look out for that coming really, really soon. So
super dope, super dope, super dope. You all are incredible, and we are tuning in to the incredible Mr. Brandon Cotti, and he is giving back, he is sharing, and he is telling us a deep dive into his story and why he does what he does. And he has an incredible heart. I've been in communication with this man all week. He is absolutely incredible. Not even just in the paranormal side, but personally, he's an incredible man.
Thank you. I really appreciate that, man. Also, give a shout out while I'm on here, the entire Funhouse team, Kareem, Mr. Scooby-Doo, the primary film guy, one of our newest members, Nick, is a secondary and also equipment tech. He's new, he's learning. And of course, Stacy, our co-investigator that's not here right now. Shout out to all them being here, and doing this along this journey with me. So I couldn't have done it without them. And the Funhouse fans that have been here since day one, that even been here before I was in paranormal and doing gaming. Shout out to all of you.
Awesome. Shout outs to everyone here. So, Mr. Brandon, what's your favorite way to give back to your community? I always ask everyone this.
Okay. Well, like for instance, there's some people that pay monthly to do these subscriptions on Facebook. And for example, for them, we do giveaways, try to do giveaways monthly, whether that could be anything. I could give out anything. We give out mementos, like autograph things, give it out. But we give them exclusive content, stuff that other people won't see. And episodes, I got a lot in the vault, guys, that will never make seasons, that you guys get extra content. And you're going to get live investigations. If you're being a supporter and you're paying that $5 a month, you're going to get live investigations that we're shooting for episodes in big places that only you get to see. So that's what we try to do: give back content, prizes, and live streams that people are dying to see but can't. But sometimes not even if you don't even have to just be a supporter. We try to do that sometimes for everybody once in a while as well. And I'm hoping the biggest thing I give to people is, entertainment, learning experience, and faith. So
you are, man. You are. And so tonight, you all are in for a treat because Mr. Brandon has a discount code for you all, brought to you by our sponsor. What is that, Mr. Brandon? Can you tell us?
That is theseghost.com. And what These Ghost is different from other ghost hunting equipment is a lot of this equipment, as you know, is super expensive. Well, I'm on a budget, and so is half of the people. You're going to save hundreds of dollars. This is like no joke. Save hundreds of dollars. When you go to checkout, use the code FunhouseFans. You get 7% off your order. But the good thing is you're already saving money. Let's say you want a music box, right? That they make. That's $300-$400. With us, it's going to range from the $40 to $70 range. I mean, you're saving hundreds. You're getting equipment from $30 to $40, and even the big things that are usually $600, $500, you're getting them for $100. Plus, you're using the code FunhouseFans for 7% off your order. So, theseghosts.com is great for ghost hunting equipment on a budget. And Jesse Stewart, really close to working with him. I've been with him for a while. He's like family. He's a great guy. He'll help you out with whatever you need. And he takes his equipment, builds it himself, and sometimes, kind of just tweaks them. They're really good stuff, and you're going to see it more in season 2. So
super dope. So take a look at that. That's D's Ghosts, DEE. Sorry, too many E's. DEEZ Ghost.com. And the code, once again, is Funhouse Fans. So Fun House, and that's fans, one word, all one word together, for that 7% off when you shop, when you at checkout. So saving some money, we're catching some ghosts, we're connecting with some spirits, freeing some spirits, and changing lives. And Mr. Brandon is leading the pack, y'all. Thank Mr. Brandon, sir. You are a blessing, brother. You are absolutely amazing, man. Thank you for coming on the show. I gotta let him go, y'all. He gotta get with his team. He got some production to do to prepare for March. March is around the corner, so unfortunately, I gotta let him go, y'all. But Mr. Brandon, any final words? Any final things that I forgot to ask that you want to leave with your audience?
Real quick. Just so some of you guys know that don't know, when he mentioned gaming, I did come from professional gaming, but I just want to let you know that this just proves proves. Let me get to the point. Basically, you could do anything you put your mind to. It's real, because I was homeless and had nothing left. Went to gaming, and guess what? Boom! 8 months later, I partnered, making money, had a career, became this public figure. It was awesome. I got to give back, and then when I moved to Facebook, I got to do what else I love, paranormal, and boom, nominated. Now we're going on a TV streaming network. So if I can do this, and I've been through the ringer, you guys can too. And for anybody that's new out in, on the paranormal field, man, you can do it. It's rough, but this is the best time to do these paranormal investigations. During the pandemic has lifted the fans up to watch more paranormal shows. I believe that. I noticed that. So just put your mind, your heart, and just work your butt off, man. And you're gonna get to where you need to be in life, because I'm the one that could be an example for that, from nothing to something. So, and much love to everyone who has supported us and been by my side through the thick and thin, since Microsoft to Facebook to where we're going now, and you're gonna be watching us. So thank you. And to my team and family, appreciate that a lot.
Appreciate that. Appreciate you all. Thank you, Mr. Brandon. And thank you all for tuning into the Gentleman Style Podcast show. Me and Brandon are bros now. So we will work hard to connect with him and possibly get it on the show, follow up with him in the near future.
Yeah, I would love to do that. After the Lunatic Asylum, we should update people with what's going on, bring a couple team members on the show, man.
There you go. I love it. So thank you all for tuning in to Gentleman Style Podcast show. Thank you all for being such loyal, dedicated fans to Mr. Brandon and what he's doing and changing lives. Like I always say, I'm going to leave you with this. Like I always say, take care of your friends, take care of your family, and take care of business. This is Marcus Norman of Gentleman Style Podcast and Mr. Brandon Fununiform. Crotti, get your discount. Woo! Show. You guys have a wonderful night. Love you. Bye.